Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I am going to discuss typecasting in Python. So whenever we deal with the data, so there may be a chance that data is not of its proper type. So in that case, what we need to do is we need to change the data type, and that is nothing but typecasting in Python. Okay, so here we are going to use the Pandas as a library, which is a data manipulation library widely used in data analysis field. So what we will do, we will see how we can change the data type. Okay, so if I come here and if I read the data from any specific Excel file, so it will looks like this. Fine. So if I want to check the data type of each columns, I will use the types attribute on the data frame, and here you will be able to see that. So there are a few columns. Okay, so if I see here, it is object. That means the data is in the form of string object type. Okay, so what I will do, I will read the data from the file. But before that, what I will do, I will upload the new file, which is little bit manipulated. Okay, now, so here you can see that now my sales data set is in the form of float 64. This is a number type, but if I read the data now, so it may shows. Okay, so it is showing in the same format. So that is fine. But here, if you look on my order date column, so it says it is of type object. That means the data sitting in this column is in the form of text. And this is what we don't want. Let's say based on the order date, if you want to do some kind of analysis, you may need to extract the uh, period information like quarter, month, year, day. So this kind of extract information you will not be able to extract from these columns until the column is in its proper type. So that is what we have to do. So now I wanted to convert this order date column to the date time, and how we can do that. So we will see. So for that purpose, what we have is we have the function name called as type. Okay, so here if I say data frame, and we are able to access the specific column. So if I say order date, okay, it's type, you will be able to see that it's in object. Okay, so if I say as type, and now first parameter you have to pass is d types. So what and all d types we can pass? So I don't think so there is a direct data type for date time, so we will not be able to use this function as type. But yes, if you want to do something like text to number, number to text, in the way you will be able to use these functions. But to convert your text data into the data, meaning if you are going to pass the data, okay, so what I can do, I can use different function instead of this. If I say dt dot strp time, so this is what my function. I'm not sure whether this will work or not, but hopefully this should work. Okay, can only use d dot dt accessor with the date time like values. Okay, so we cannot use dt here. Okay, so if I see str, because this is in the form of text, string method object has no attribute. So again, that's a problem. But yes, there is a way to convert this. Okay, so I will directly jump to the specific type conversion. If you look here, so we have specific functions like uh, to date time. And what is my requirement is I would like to convert that column to data frame before data frame. Okay, so these functions are not available on the data frame. So these functions are directly available in the pandas class. So I will say panda dot to date time. Okay, this is what my function, and here I can pass df of order date. So this is the one way. By using specific function we can convert, and if I say df of order date, okay, so this is what my column name. So I will just override this order date column with converted values. So if I run this, and now if I try to print df dot d types, so you will be able to see how it changed the data type of that specific column. And now you can see that my order date column is in the form of date time. But before this conversion, okay, before this conversion, if I show you df dot d types here, it will say object. Okay, so here it is object. After conversion, it is in the form of date time, right? So by using specific functions, we will be able to do that. But for what? To numeric, to date time, to time delta. So these three things we can, I mean, these three functions we can use to convert. Mostly we are not able to directly convert the data into the date time. That's why we need to use the functions. Otherwise, as type function is going to work well. Okay, so now here we are pretty much sure that our order date is in the form of date time. Let's say there is something called delivery date, and I wanted to convert this column to the text format. So what I can do, I can simply access that column is equal to, I'm going to replace the same column. That's why I will use as it is dot as type, and I can pass data type here as a str. Okay, so as type will be used in this way, and we can pass the str, int, float kind of data sets. That is Pythonic data types. And if I try to see here df dot d types, so you will be able to see the data type of this order date. Okay, order date and delivery date. So now for delivery date, again we have changed, right? So we converted this, but this is not permanently made the changes. So we may need to use the in place parameter. Okay, I reran the file. That's why. If I run this again, if I run this, and if I run this, so if you forgot or if you misplace the sequence of execution, so it will leads to incorrect result. So first I converted order date to date time, and later again I ran the data frame to show you the d types, and that's why it got converted into the object, because it has replaced the data when I run that specific cell. Okay, so you need to take care for the these kind of things. Now we have seen two ways. First one is by using as type function, and second one is by using specific conversion function. So you may want to convert your data to specific type if you are not familiar with the data type, or irrespective of, meaning instead of passing the manual data types, what you can do, you can use the convert d types function on the data frame. It will, what it will does, it will try to convert your columns to the best possible data types using d types. Okay, so we will see how that works. So let me remove this. I don't want this. I will say df. Okay, let's keep this even. We need this. If I run this, and I'm just removing the conversion that we did for other cells. Okay, now if I run, so now if I use df dot convert d types, this is what the function I'm going to use. And then if I open the signature, So infer object, convert string. So these are the parameters you can pass. Okay, and if you don't want to pass anything, you can leave and you can just run. Okay. So after conversion, this is going to return a new data frame. And if I see the D types, so it says everything is converted to the deco. So order ID is converted to the Python string, order date is converted to string, delivery date is in the form of. So it will try to find out. So now you will be able to see that, okay, by pandas, you will be able to see the object of the numpy array, which is in the form of string. Okay, but here when I use the convert d types function, so it will convert your string into the Python string, and this is how it works. Even this is the best possible way to read the data type, right? So instead of considering the object, so you need to remember, if you see object, that is nothing but a string. So you will be able to identify the data types. You will be able to convert your data to the specific types. This will try to convert the column to the best possible data types, but always it is not going to work. It may work, it may not work. So here, what is my expectation? It should convert my order date, but this is not happening. It keeps my order date into the string format. So, but yes, we have a way. So what we can do is we can use as type or to specific type conversion, like to date time, to time delta, to numeric functions. We can use, let's say, your data, which is of numerical type. If I print df, I can show you. So few columns are there that houses the data, which is in the form of text, but actually it is a number. So in that case, what we can do is we can use to numeric function to convert those kind of columns to the specific type numerical. So if you use to numerical, based on the values, it will convert into the int or float. That is not decided. So based on the value, that will be rendered. Now next is, let's say if you want to mark any column as a categorical column, so you can use as type function with the category as a data type, and you will be able to see that categories when you try to execute. It will just convert that column to the list, and this is how it works. Even, but our objects are, meaning the text type data is by default in the form of category. We can consider them as a category, and we can use those columns for the analysis purpose. So this is all about the typecasting in pandas. I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day, and please do not forget to subscribe webcam to learn more on the pandas.